Yes, very good morning, students. And just after the last videos, we have seen that we have started the topic of gravitation. Yeah, I told you to complete some problems. Yes, many students are doing the problems. Okay, very happy. At the same time, let us see some problems. Those some students has been asked. If you see the, let us start from exercise 2, right? In exercise 2, if you see the first one here, as we know the laws of one point before starting this topic, let's try to write what I mean here, a concept, revise it. First one we'll see Kepler laws. Kepler's, we have the three laws here. One is law of orbits, second one is law of third one is periods, law of areas, right? Coming to law of orbits, every planet revolves in elliptical orbit with sun is at one of the foci, and okay, these are the two focuses, such as sun will be at one foci and the planets revolve around this. This distance, as we seen here, this is perigee, and this distance is apogee. We have seen semi major axis and minor axis. This total is 2a. We commonly take the major axis in ellipse as taken as 2a, correct? And this is a semi major axis, I can take it, and this is semi major axis. This is a minor axis, semi minor axis, we can take it, correct? So in this way, major axis, minor axis, every planet, apogee, perigee. And next we have seen the second one. The second law is law of areas. What is law of areas? dA by dt remains constant. Means as we derived here, we got one expression of r square omega is constant. Okay. Just I will multiply with m and divide with m, 2m. So constant. L is mr omega square means angular untamra. mvr. V means r omega. mvr. By 2m is constant, I can say. So L is constant here. Correct? So MVR means V is inversely proportional to R, I can write. Correct? These are the some relations which we got from the law of area. This is called as areal velocity. Remember that point. Areal velocity, right? And next third law, coming to third law, square of the time period is directly proportional to semi-major axis. Semi-major axis, take it here. Or if the planet revolves in circular orbit, we can go for the radius here. R cube. Right? T square is directly equal to a cube or r cube, right? Is equal to means we are at a constant here. The constant is here, I think so, yeah, 4 pi square by gm into r square, correct? So these are the three laws which we are having in our topic, right? These are the three laws here, Kepler laws, right? So before starting any topic here, just revise the concept in this way. Write them aside. Then we can complete the problems in less time. Okay, as I said many times, I told you, right? Now we go for the exercise 2. These are the formulas which I am having in this topic. Let's go for the exercise 2. Exercise 2. Okay, in exercise 2, if you see here, first one here, as I seen in the first one I am having here the square of the time period. He has given here some x and y axis or the minor axis and major axis. Yeah, x is the minor axis he was giving. Y is the major axis, correct? Major axis means actually what is time period? T square directly proportional to semi major axis, correct? Semi major axis here, semi major axis, yeah. Semi major axis means half of this one I have to take it. Y by 2 square cube means I can go for T is directly proportional to y power 3 by 2. Remember that point. That's why I can go for that one option which I am having. Okay, na? So this is the first problem which I am having in the first exercise. Some students asked here, so I am discussing them. Okay. Next, one more I am having here is let us see once. Remaining problems are easy. Many didn't ask. Okay, it's okay, no problem. Now, okay, remaining ninth one. Let us see the ninth one now. Let us see the ninth one here. Coming to ninth one, if you see here, a satellite is launched into the circular orbit of radius r around the earth, while a second satellite is launched into orbit of radius 1.02. Here he has given simply that r1 is r, whereas r2 is 1.02 r, correct? Now what he was asking is the percentage change in the time period is, yeah. See, if you observe here, the change is very less. What is the change? Change in is 0.02, correct? Write in percentage. Percentage means into 100 we have to write. So the percentage is 2%. 2% change means we can write like this. Simple, I will tell you, is directly proportional to r cube. Just differentiate this. 2 into t delta t is equal to 3 into r square into dr or delta r. Sir, what these you are writing? I'll tell you how to do it. Let's see. What is the differential of t square? Tell me once. 2t, right? Yeah, 2t. So dt square is equal to 2t dt. So that's what I'm writing here. Differential means I have to take like this, right? Is equal to, write some constant, okay, leave it, okay, dr cube, correct? So in the same way, d by dr of r cube is 3r square. So from here dr cube means what can I write here? 3r square dr. So in the place of dr cube I am writing this. In the place of dt square I am writing this. Correct? Right? Fine. A small changes I am changing, a small conversion here. As these two are equal, I will multiply this side as t square and I will divide with the t cube. Why? Because t square is directly r cube. Okay? So now how much you are getting here? 2 delta t by t is equal to 3 delta r by r. This is actual procedure here. Okay, here this way of doing is discussed in the next chapter, that is units and dimensions. We will have that one, much we can discuss. Okay, or in what we commonly do is, instead of explaining this total, instead of writing these, explaining these all, what I will tell you is, blindly you just remember like this. What is that here is, t square directly proportional to r cube means 2 into delta t by t. Simply write it blindly. What you are having in power right here and delta t by t change. In the same way, 3 into delta r by r. That's all. Okay, na? Just write like this. If the percentage change is less than 5%, then we can write these relations. Let's see, very important point here. If the percentage is less than 5%, then we can go for this. Or else, another basic method we have to go here. Basic method. What is that is? T1 by T2 square is equal to R1 by R2 cube. R1 is R, R2 is this, T1 is T, T2, like this. This method is the basic method. If the percentage is given more than 5% yet, then we have to go for this with this method. If it is less than this, you can write like this. Simply we can write, we can easily do it. Okay, na? Fine. This is the best method we can follow, right? Now we will see. He was asking us to calculate delta t by t. Okay, what is delta r? Delta r means change in r. 1.02 r minus r, how much? 0.02 r by r. Correct? Cancelled. Right? Delta t by t is equal to how much you are getting? 3 by 2 into 0.02. He was asking percentage. When he was asking percentage, what we have to do? Into 100. Percentage means into 100. Cancelled. How much you are getting? 3%. So the answer is 3%. Understood here? So the answer is 3%. Okay, na? This is the one problem some students ask here. Okay, right. Right now 11th one is, 10th one is okay here, easy only. Next, coming to the 11th one. Coming to the 11th one. Serious here, many students asked here. One seat, I want to explain this on both, that's why here. Okay. So, two satellites S1, S2 are revolving around the planets in coplanarly. Okay, na? Radius R1, R2 in the same direction respectively. Their respective periods are 1 hour and 8 hours. Okay, fine. Two planets revolving in circular orbits. Listen here. This is of radius R and the one is R2, let it be. The one planet is having the time period T1, 1 hour. Another planet is having time period T2 of 8 hours, right? So these are the two time planets which are having the different time periods 1 and 2, rotating in the different circular orbits, having the concentric here. Center is same, concentric, right? So he has given some value also, I think so. R1 is given as 10 power 4 kilometers, right? R1 is given as 10 power 4 kilometers, right? So that's what. What he was asking is, what is the relative velocity? See here, both are rotating the same direction, means the relative velocities will be v1 minus v2. Okay, na? Same direction means relative, minus opposite direction means plus, will get relative, right? So what is v1? First we have to write what is v1, substitute there, we will get answer here. I will tell you. Time period here 2 pi by omega. Time period is 2 pi by omega. What is omega? Omega is V by R. Correct? Huh? V by R. From here, tell me V is equal to how much you will get? 2 pi R by T. Can I say it? 2 pi R by T. Correct? Huh? Right, got it. Next. What is from here? V1 means 2 pi R1 by T1. Okay? V2 means 2 pi R2 by T2. Correct? 2 pi R2 by T2. 2 pi R1, right? If you check it here he has given the time one, T1 is 1. Okay, accepted. T2 is 8. Okay. What about R1? R1 is given as 10 power 4 kilometers. R1 is 10 power 4 kilometers. We have to find the R2 now. How to find the R2? As we know the relation, T square is directly equal to R cube. T1 is 1, T2 is, okay, I'll write one more time. T1 by T2 whole square is equal to R1 by R2 whole cube. Correct? If you check it, T1 is 1, just substitute here, you will get answers. 1 by 8. Correct? Is equal to R1, how much he has given? R1 10 power 4 kilometers he has given. R2 we have to write it. Correct? Right now, bring this cube left side here. Cube root 8 cube root 2, 2 square 4. R2 is equal to, you will get as 4 into 10 power 4. How much you will get here? 4 into 10 power 4. Just substitute the values here, we will get answer here. 2 pi, I will take common here. R1 how much? 10 power 4 kilometers. T1 is 1 and R2 is 4 into 10 power 4. R2 T2 is 8. Correct? Na? Check it here now. How much you will get? I think so. 1 minus 1 by 2 pi into 10 power 4 you will get. Okay, na? Kilometer per hour, right? Kilometer per hour only. Why? Because 10 power 4 kilometers I am taking in kilometers, whereas this time is taken in hours. So I will get kilometers per hour. Okay, na? This is the 11th problem many students asked here. Okay, na? These are the 11th problems which we are having in the concept of Kepler laws. Okay. Now we'll go for this. We'll see. We'll go for this universal law of gravity here. Let us see the problems on universal law of gravity. Okay. Let us see. Okay, understood here. These are the 11 problems which we'll have. Okay. Or we'll do one thing. We'll complete exercise 3 of Kepler laws problems here. Okay. Same concept will be completed. Exercise 3 of Kepler laws. Exercise 3 of Kepler laws here. Series. I think many didn't ask these problems here. Once do not leave it. Exercise 3 also very important. Very easily will get nothing. Very easy. Nothing is there. See here. I'll try to give the hints. Try to complete them. A satellite takes 1 by 8 years to move around the Earth in permissible orbit of R. If the time period when it revolves around the Earth in a orbit of R, right? T square directly proportional to R cube. First one. Use this one. T1 by T2 whole square is equal to T2 by R2. You will get answer, no worry. Kepler's second law. Second question. If you see second one, Kepler's third law states the square of the time period is directly proportional to, okay, we know it. T square directly proportional to K R cube you were saying. Okay. Next. If M and M are the masses of the planet and the sun, okay, the force acting between them is, what is the force he has given here? G M by R square. The relation between G and K is, what is the relation between G and K? Correct? What is the relation between G and K? We already seen here. See here. This is the constant. T square is equal to K R square. Means what is the relation between these two? K is equal to G M, 4 pi square by Gm. Correct? 4 pi square by Gm. That's the relation here. We can write directly, no problem. Okay, na? 4 pi square by Gm. So that will be the answer. Okay, second option will be the answer. Gmk is equal to 4 pi square. So already we know it. Okay, easy only. Next, this is one model here. We have to remember that. Okay, third one. If you check the third one, imagine a light particle is revolving a very massive star in a circular orbit of radius r with a time period t. Okay, a satellite is revolving in a radius of r with a time period t. Time period is t and radius is r. If the gravitational force of attraction between the stars and the planet is proportional to r power minus n, then t square is, see here, what he was saying is the force is directly proportional to r power minus n. Correct? r power minus n he has given. Then what is the relation between t square and r? Just he was asking. Okay, I'll tell you one point. As we know, the force is directly proportional to, inversely proportional to r square, correct? Force is equal to g m1 m2 by r square. Force is g m1 m2 by r square, correct? Na? Force is g m1 m2 by r square. So r square means in the place of r square, what am I having here? N. Can I write this one like this? R power n. Okay, now if you check it in the place of n, what I am having here? 2. Means n is nothing but 2. N is nothing but 2. What is t square? T square directly proportional to r cube. Third law of the Kepler's, time period of the square of the time period directly proportional to radius cube. So is equal, directly proportional means I will write this expression like this. See, 2 plus 1. Can I write? 2 plus 1. So directly proportional, in the place of n, what can I write? Over answer. This is answer. T square is directly proportional to n r power n plus 1. That is the relation which we can get it, right? So these are the some problems here. We will see some more also. Wait. See here, all the problems, if you solve on your own, it will be easy for you. It will be advantage to you. If I explain here, no use, 100%. Okay, now you have to try the problems on your own. Do not forget, okay? Try to solve maximum problems on your own here. Some are doing here, okay? Many are doing, I hope so. But everyone have to do, be careful, okay? Na? Or else it's a problem to you only, okay? Fine. Till 6 problems, 3 problems are there in this exercise 3. We'll complete this topic. What is given? Check it. The minimum and maximum distance of the satellite from center of the earth to r and 4 are respected, where r is the radius of the earth and m is the mass of earth, the maximum speed. We'll do this problem on orbital velocity concept here. Why? Because we have to know the orbital velocity, then we can do it, okay? Na? We'll do at that time. Okay, leave that one. Next, go for this 5th one. Okay, na? 5th one. The time period of geostation 24 hours and height is this much, okay? From the surface of the earth, it is height is 6r. Remember that. Very important, okay? From the surface of the earth, geostationary satellites. What is geostationary satellites? We'll discuss at the last year. Coming to this, what is geostationary satellite means? The satellite whose time period is equal to earth. What is the time period of earth here? 24 hours. In the same way, the geostationary satellites also will have the same time period. How much here? 24 hours. So this is at a height of 6r. How much this is? 6r, E, radius of the earth. From the surface, very important, while doing the problems in this topic, either he was giving from the surface or from center. Just identify that, okay? From the surface or from center, just identify that. Be careful about that, okay? Na? So, okay. Means from center, how much then it is? This is radius of the earth. So, this becomes 7 RE. Okay, na? The time period is 24 hours. Now, what he was asking, the time period of another satellite whose height is 2.5 RE from the surface will be. Yeah, from the surface, how much here again? From the surface, another satellite is there. From the surface, it is at a point of 2.5 RE. From center, how much? 3.5 RE. See, easy calculation they will give us there. Very easy calculation. T square directly equal to R cube. Correct? T1 by T2 whole square is equal to R1 by R2 whole cube. Correct? Yes. T1 given 24 hours. T2 we have to calculate. Whole square is equal to R1 how much? 7 RE. Correct? By R2. R2 how much? 3.5 RE. Correct? RE cancels. I can write this as 70 by 35.